Earlier this month, Meghan Markle touched down at Dubai International Airport. Her visit was reportedly packed with luxury brand meetings, quiet talks with top regional media figures, and a private dinner with major Gulf investors, all tied to a March campaign launch. But just as the trip seemed set for success, things took a sudden turn. Border officials stopped her upon arrival, escorted her to a private interview room, and after a calm discussion, she was unexpectedly denied entry. Instead of reaching out to the U.S. Embassy, Meghan is said to have contacted the British royal family, asking for diplomatic help, citing her marriage to Prince Harry and her position as the mother of 2 royal children. That move sparked serious whispers online. So what exactly caused this high-profile rejection? Why would Dubai, famous for its polished image and global ties, refuse entry to one of the world's most talked-about women? She arrived expecting glamour and red carpets, but left quietly. No cameras, no fanfare, just disbelief. Rumors are swirling about what might have triggered this decision. Was it linked to business politics, branding conflicts, or something more personal behind the scenes? One thing's for sure, this was not the reception she planned for. And adding even more drama, an official spokesperson reportedly stated, "The British royal family will not provide diplomatic sponsorship for Meghan Markle. She no longer represents the crown in any form, nor is she authorized to invoke our name for private endeavors." The fallout? Massive. The silence from both sides only makes the mystery deeper. Statement from Prince William, February 5, 2026, Buckingham Palace. That one line, calm but sharp, shook headlines across the world like a political earthquake. For the first time in years, a senior royal has openly and officially distanced himself from Meghan Markle after her widely discussed refusal of entry into the United Arab Emirates. It wasn't gossip or a quiet leak. The message came straight from Prince William himself through Buckingham Palace's Global Affairs Office. It was firm, polished, and left absolutely no room for guessing. The statement read, "Her Grace's current activities, travels, and affiliations are not coordinated with nor endorsed by the royal household." It continued, "The United Kingdom's diplomatic channels remain governed by Her Majesty's government and respective consular authorities, not by spousal entitlement or media status." That wording hit hard. Every sentence sounded like it was carefully chosen to make one thing clear. Meghan is completely on her own when it comes to official, royal, or diplomatic business. So what led to this public and pointed declaration? Just days earlier, Meghan Markle, once the Duchess of Sussex and now one of the most discussed figures in global media, was reportedly stopped at Dubai International Airport. Insiders say she was arriving for a private branding project, but things didn't go as planned. According to sources close to UAE border staff, Meghan allegedly tried to reference her past royal ties to smooth her entry process, a move that didn't sit well with officials. Instead of reaching out to the U.S. consulate, the nation where she's still a citizen, Meghan reportedly tried a royal route. She requested special travel clearance based on her marriage to Prince Harry and her role as mother of 2 royal-titled children, granted under the legacy decrees of Queen Elizabeth II. But this bold move didn't go as planned. It completely backfired. On February 4th, Meghan touched down in Dubai on a commercial flight booked in private class. According to a source close to her circle, she expected an easy entry, discreet handling, and a polished start to her March campaign schedule. Everything was set. Her outfit matched the mood, her team was briefed to keep things low-key, and her rumored Lilibet Luxe lifestyle line was quietly preparing for a soft launch. It was supposed to be smooth, glamorous, and perfectly timed. but that warm reception never came. Shortly after landing, Meghan was approached by UAE immigration officers and asked a few standard travel questions. She was then invited into a private interview room for what's described as a standard review. Calm, procedural, nothing dramatic. Her passport was held for a short time, checked, and handed right back. No detainment, no harsh treatment, just a clear and formal message: you are not welcome at this time. Within the hour, she was politely instructed to reboard the next available flight out. No public explanation followed. However, according to Article 11 of the UAE Federal Law on Entry and Residence, immigration authorities have full discretion to deny entry without the need for an official reason or appeal. Meghan reportedly exited the Dubai terminal in complete silence. No press flashes, no public words, no cameras in sight. The real tension didn't start with her being denied entry, but with what she chose to do right after being escorted out. According to sources close to the situation, Meghan reached out not to American diplomats, but to British officials, hoping for royal-level support. A senior contact within the UAE's foreign affairs circle shared that Meghan claimed she should receive diplomatic consideration because she's still legally married to Prince Harry, a recognized member of the royal family. She also pointed out her role as mother of 2 royal-titled children, granted under the legacy decrees of Queen Elizabeth II. At the time, Meghan was reportedly on a strict schedule to return to California for the spring registration of Archie and Lilibet. This event, according to insiders, had already drawn attention from legal and jurisdictional authorities in the past, even reaching palace awareness during 2025. The timing couldn't be worse. Everything seemed to collide at once. Her urgent request for diplomatic help was quickly passed on to Buckingham Palace for confirmation. And then the real shock hit. Within hours, the palace released an official response that left no room for speculation. That same day, Prince William issued a firm public statement, one that shut down all remaining uncertainty. The matter of Meghan Markle's current travels is one for the appropriate consular authorities. We will not intervene. Those were Prince William's words, delivered directly to UAE counterparts, calm, official, and unshakably firm. But make no mistake, this wasn't some routine diplomatic note. It was a clear, formal signal, a formal distancing of the royal institution from Meghan and Harry's independent ventures. Prince William's statement confirmed what had quietly circulated in royal and diplomatic circles for years. Meghan Markle is now seen as a private citizen, living fully outside the royal system. She's no longer recognized as part of the Crown's active representatives, and any former royal privileges no longer apply. This wasn't just symbolic, it was administrative, diplomatic, and final. The message went even further, explicitly stating that she cannot use her previous royal connections for any public, private, or commercial purpose. That same afternoon, Princess Anne stepped forward in a short press briefing, reinforcing the message with her signature directness. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, while bound in family, do not represent the royal institution. Any attempts to project royal affiliation for commercial or personal endeavors are expressly prohibited and violate the standing directives agreed upon during their 2020 exit. That statement hit international media like a wave. Within hours, Meghan's entire PR team went silent. No official comments, no clarifications, nothing. Prince Harry has also remained completely out of sight since the announcement. Meanwhile, diplomatic insiders in both London and the UAE confirmed that Meghan's attempt to enter the Emirates under perceived royal consideration was formally logged and declined. And the fallout didn't stop there. Meghan's planned Dubai media campaign for March 2026 has been officially cancelled. Even her next rumored stop, Saudi Arabia, is reportedly under internal review, with leadership in Riyadh said to be uneasy about brand alignment risks. The doors Meghan once believed would always be open now appear tightly closed. Her rejection in Dubai didn't just happen out of the blue. It was the result of a long, complicated unraveling that's been unfolding across her entire post-royal chapter. From luxury real estate drama to mounting financial and business strain, from fading media partnerships to official royal distancing, the image Meghan carefully built has not just dimmed, it's visibly cracked. After being turned away from Dubai on February 4th, her usually busy media presence went completely silent. But behind that silence lies a bigger picture. This wasn't just a diplomatic misstep, it was the breaking point in a much larger story. According to sources close to the property owner of Meghan and Harry's Montecito estate, whispers about the couple's move were far from voluntary. Reports claim they were asked to vacate the property following several disputes, including delayed payments, unapproved home changes, and disagreements tied to local property regulations. A quiet filing uncovered by reporters in Santa Barbara County lists the official reason as non-renewal of private lease due to conflict with contractual terms. The process was carried out swiftly and privately without public spectacle, a sharp contrast to the lavish, camera-ready lifestyle they once showcased during the Oprah era. And that wasn't the only setback. The once celebrated Spotify deal, originally worth a reported $25 million, was officially ended in late 2025. Industry insiders cited creative disagreements and lower than expected engagement as key reasons for the termination. What was once hailed as a major platform for their voices quickly became another reminder of how difficult their post-royal ventures had become. Then came Netflix, the deal that once symbolized the Sussexes' big Hollywood takeover. What started as a headline-making multi-million-dollar partnership has now reportedly shrunk into a loose holding arrangement. According to insiders, Netflix executives were disappointed by the limited audience response and growing concerns about brand fit, leading them to quietly step back from renewing the Sussexes' content contract in January 2026. That decision hit hard. It was the cornerstone of Meghan's media and production ambitions. Meanwhile, the Archwell Foundation, once promoted as their defining legacy project, is now facing serious administrative reviews in both the US and the UK. Officials are reportedly examining issues related to financial documentation, staff management, and the handling of certain charitable partnerships. Multiple former team members have filed civil actions claiming unpaid compensation and improper contract terminations. The scrutiny has drawn attention from federal regulators, who are said to be reviewing whether any inaccurate representations were made on partnership filings connected to Meghan's business collaborations in the wellness sector. And if that wasn't enough pressure, an inheritance-related dispute involving filmmaker Tyler Perry, once one of their closest post-royal supporters, is said to be quietly unfolding behind closed doors. Reports suggest Perry believes he was misled into transferring funds connected to a private agreement, sparking a confidential legal back and forth that has added yet another layer of tension to Meghan and Harry's already challenging year. The outcome? A brand in freefall. By late 2025, Meghan had started quietly shifting her focus towards the Middle East, exploring the idea of positioning herself as a cultural bridge for modern Arab women, a bold pivot that left political analysts puzzled and royal watchers uneasy. Sources say Meghan entered early discussions with major media investors in Dubai, Qatar, and even Saudi Arabia, presenting herself as a voice for global female empowerment. Her Her plan reportedly centered on launching a wellness and luxury lifestyle brand, supported by a docuseries chronicling her journey from royal outsider to self-made entrepreneur. Internally, the campaign carried the working title Lilibet Rising, but that dream has now completely unraveled. After her denial of entry into Dubai, the entire project appears to have collapsed overnight. The setback reportedly damaged her brand credibility across Gulf markets, with Saudi Arabia putting all exploratory talks on hold due to concerns about Meghan's unpredictable public image and unresolved business issues. Regional media outlets in Kuwait and Bahrain have since published commentary pieces cautioning against celebrity figures with unsettled political or reputational backgrounds. What was once imagined as Meghan's grand reintroduction to global influence has suddenly turned into a diplomatic and branding freeze-out. In the months leading up to the Dubai situation, Meghan's PR team worked tirelessly to reshape her public story, from misunderstood victim to empowered mother, from feminist leader to comeback visionary. But every new narrative seemed to collide with old controversies. Even earlier workplace complaints, first reported by former palace aides back in 2021, started resurfacing through new interviews and public testimonies. The growing belief that Meghan Markle stages personal crises only to rise again as a public hero has been spreading fast. This idea gained traction after her emotional Netflix segment, once intended to inspire empathy, drew criticism from some viewers who felt it leaned too heavily on drama. Adding to the swirl of rumors, speculation around the circumstances of her children's births has quietly persisted in elite social circles, even though none of those claims have ever been confirmed or backed by evidence. Meanwhile, confusion surrounding Meghan's various ventures, whether they operate as charitable foundations or profit-driven businesses, has reportedly led to international regulators to label them as hybrid risk entities, meaning they blur the line between philanthropy and commerce. One Middle Eastern diplomat summed up the region's divided stance with striking honesty. She is too famous to ignore and too unpredictable to fully embrace. So when Meghan was turned away at the Dubai border, many global observers were shocked, but Middle Eastern diplomatic insiders were not. Her refusal of entry wasn't a sudden or emotional move. It was, according to experts, the product of precise and calculated decision-making, shaped by Emirati law, national image policies, and quiet exchanges between high-level officials. And interestingly, those early discussions didn't start in Washington. They reportedly began in Windsor. Dubai's leadership made its position very clear. Meghan Markle was seen as a potential reputational liability, and the nation wasn't willing to stake its brand on uncertain global controversy. Under Article 6 of the 1973 Federal Law on Immigration and Residence, as later updated in the UAE's Immigration Code, border officers retain full authority to approve or deny entry to any visitor without the need for explanation or appeal. This situation isn't exclusive to Meghan, but what is unique is the intensity of how she's perceived as a public risk. According to several UAE government advisors who spoke off-record, her refusal of entry wasn't due to any criminal concern, but rather because her name carries a level of media volatility that clashed with the UAE's carefully managed global image. Sources say Dubai immigration officials used a detailed 4-point reputational risk assessment to reach their decision, and unfortunately, Meghan's profile reportedly met all the listed criteria. First, ongoing administrative reviews in both the US and the UK regarding the Archwell Foundation's charitable reporting reporting placed her under active regulatory scrutiny. Questions surrounding donation management, disputed financial transactions, and inconsistencies in international filings created what officials described as red flags. Under existing international tax cooperation frameworks, such issues can automatically prompt additional entry reviews, even when no formal legal case exists. Second, the factor of public image volatility carried major weight. Meghan is known globally as a powerful media figure who often sparks intense reactions, both positive and negative. Officials reportedly referenced online trends and social media analyses, highlighting how her name frequently dominates digital discussions in unpredictable ways. Third, officials were said to be monitoring ongoing disputes involving high-profile donors, including the unresolved financial disagreements linked to her past partnership with Tyler Perry, which further elevated perceived reputational risk. Finally, her track record of public storytelling, from high-profile interviews to emotional media moments, was cited as an unpredictable variable that could conflict with the UAE's strict media stability policies. Reports mention that officials even reviewed recent viral discussions on X, formerly Twitter, that compiled dozens of past controversies surrounding her public appearances and statements. "This isn't about her personal truth," explained one Gulf media advisor. "It's about our stability." That statement captured the core of Dubai's reasoning, not emotion, but order, consistency, and reputation management. Reports suggest Emirati officials reviewed multiple concerns raised by former Archewell employees who claimed they experienced abrupt terminations, unclear direction, and difficult workplace dynamics. In the UAE, where leadership is deeply tied to honor and organizational harmony, such patterns are seen as a breach of social trust, something the country's business and cultural systems take very seriously. Visa documentation added another layer to the problem. Meghan's travel paperwork did not match the type of meetings she was planning to attend. Sources claim she entered under a personal travel category, yet her schedule allegedly included business discussions with luxury brand representatives and digital production teams who were preparing promotional materials. To UAE officials, this discrepancy came across as a serious procedural issue. They viewed it as inaccurate reporting of her travel purpose, and perhaps the most significant factor came from private diplomatic communication. According to a senior Gulf advisor familiar with royal relations, while Buckingham Palace never directly requested her denial of entry, they made one crucial point unmistakably clear: no royal support or sponsorship would be extended to Meghan Markle in any diplomatic capacity. That signal alone carried weight. As one advisor put it, "If her own former family won't stand beside her, why should we?" Documents reviewed by insiders indicate that British palace representatives reached out to the UAE's Ministry of Foreign Affairs as early as February 2nd, confirming that Meghan should be regarded as a private citizen, not a diplomatic or royal envoy, regardless of her title. The correspondence was reportedly authorized by Prince William himself, who has been temporarily overseeing aspects of royal international relations during King Charles's ongoing health-related absences. The royal household formally distances itself from the private actions and intentions of the Duchess of Sussex. Her activities are not aligned with Crown objectives. That's what the internal memo reportedly stated. Calm in tone, but undeniably decisive. In a rare and coordinated follow-up, Princess Anne, known within royal circles for her direct, no-nonsense approach, released her own message to Commonwealth observers and international diplomatic partners. Her words carried weight. "It must be understood that Meghan Markle and her husband do not act on behalf behalf of the crown, the monarchy, nor the United Kingdom. Any connections made between their activities and the royal institution are purely speculative and hold no legal or official basis. She didn't stop there. Princess Anne also cautioned against using royal titles for commercial projects, suggesting that any implied royal endorsement of media content, products, or international business dealings would violate existing agreements. This move was widely interpreted as a preemptive step, an effort to block what insiders claimed were Meghan's behind-the-scenes plans to promote her personal journey through Gulf-based media outlets. Though no public press briefing took place, senior officials in the UAE privately confirmed to Al Arabiya and Sky News Arabic that Dubai had already taken a firm stance. One Emirati source was quoted off-record as saying, "Dubai is not a stage for image recovery. We do not open doors to public figures whose fame is built on controversy, confusion, or resolved institutional conflicts." A former diplomat based in the Emirates summed it up sharply. Meghan has become symbolic of brand volatility. No Gulf nation wants to be the backdrop for her next headline. That statement reflected the growing concern across the region, a mix of image management and political caution. After the Dubai episode, attention briefly shifted to Saudi Arabia, where Meghan was said to be exploring potential residency opportunities under a cultural diplomacy initiative. But according to fresh reports, those discussions have now been put on indefinite pause. Officials in Riyadh allegedly voiced concerns over what they described as an unpredictable reputational risk, making it clear that no country in the region was willing to take chances with such a polarizing figure. One high-ranking analyst went even further, describing her situation with cutting precision. She's the opposite of sovereign, stateless in symbolism. What left many observers stunned wasn't just Dubai's rejection itself, but Meghan's reported decision to once again lean on the very royal institution she had publicly criticized, distanced herself from, and legally challenged in the past. According to diplomatic insiders, it was this quiet attempt, made discreetly at the immigration counter and reinforced through private back-channel requests, that triggered the most definitive response yet from Buckingham Palace. This time, it wasn't just about separation. It was about containment. Palace sources described it as a formal firewall, coordinated between Prince William and Princess Anne, designed to prevent any future use or misrepresentation of royal association. William's decision to personally engage with the Dubai matter was not sudden either. Insiders from Clarence House and the UK's Foreign Office revealed that internal discussions regarding Meghan's growing misuse of royal representation had already been circulating well before the February 4th incident. Meghan's growing international travel, her undisclosed business partnerships, and her quiet rebranding as a global duchess were all seen within royal and diplomatic circles as growing reputational risks to the monarchy's image. But it was her reported decision to invoke royal diplomatic privileges in Dubai, instead of relying on her own U.S. consular support, that finally crossed the line. According to a senior advisor close to Prince William, who spoke on condition of anonymity, there was unanimous agreement among senior members of the royal family. Meghan Markle cannot be allowed to use the royal name overseas when it benefits her, while avoiding responsibility for her independent actions. That internal statement marked a turning point. On February 5, 2026, Prince William released his now famous public statement. Though short and carefully worded, it carried unmistakable weight. He declared that Meghan Markle no longer represents the crown in any context, and that no royal diplomatic assistance will be extended to her, regardless of her marriage or motherhood status. He further emphasized that any related matters would fall solely under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Embassy, since Meghan remains an American citizen without any formal royal duties or assignments. This was not a gentle reminder. It was a full and official disavowal. Within royal and political circles, it was interpreted as the firmest boundary ever drawn between the monarchy and Meghan since the Sussexes' departure in 2020. For years following their royal exit, Meghan and Harry had occupied a gray zone, still referred to as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, still appearing at international events where introductions sometimes carried a royal tone, and still hinting that certain royal privileges might informally apply. That ambiguity worked in their favor for a time, allowing them to maintain influence without official oversight. But according to royal legal advisors, that vagueness had become increasingly problematic. By 2026, the monarchy viewed the situation as an unsustainable liability that needed a clear and public resolution. What Prince William and Princess Anne did this week wasn't just clarification, it was closure. They officially sealed off the last symbolic doorway back into royal life for Meghan Markle. There will be no quiet reinstatement, no passive acceptance, explained a retired palace legal advisor. The Crown has now publicly and permanently defined the separation. That so-called royal loophole, Meghan's ability to move within elite circles by subtly invoking her former royal identity, has now been closed both symbolically and legally. From this point forward, any suggestion of official royal affiliation linked to her name or business ventures carries no recognition from the monarchy. While William's public statement dominated headlines, it was Princess Anne who handled the behind-the-scenes diplomacy. Known as the most disciplined and strategically minded of the senior royals, Anne personally reached out to officials across the UAE and Commonwealth to reinforce Buckingham Palace's official stance. According to documents shared privately with diplomats, Anne's letter was concise but firm. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are not royal envoys. Any commercial use of their royal titles is considered unauthorized and potentially harmful to the institution's reputation. The message further stressed that no cooperation, event, or media collaboration involving Meghan should imply or suggest royal endorsement in any form. This quiet but powerful move sent shockwaves through international networks, particularly in the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Africa, regions where Meghan had reportedly hoped to rebuild her influence through philanthropy and luxury branding initiatives. By moving swiftly and decisively, Princess Anne effectively drew a diplomatic boundary line that no longer blurs the difference between former royal and active representative. A senior analyst from the Foreign Office observed that Princess Anne's intervention completely ended the illusion that Meghan could ever make a soft power return to royal circles. It was precise, diplomatic, and final. Indeed, this marks the first time in modern royal history that a former member has been so openly and decisively distanced, not because of any criminal wrongdoing, but due to what officials describe as a continuing reputational risk. Inside Buckingham Palace, Meghan's fall from global empathy icon in 2021 to diplomatic outcast in 2026 is being viewed less as a personal feud and more as a strategic study in brand control. According to leaked documents from late January, An internal royal memo categorized Meghan as a Category Red individual, meaning she is considered capable of using symbolic royal connections to gain influence or visibility abroad. The document reportedly stated that her actions pose a soft reputational risk to the Crown's neutrality policy. She should receive no logistical, financial, or narrative support from any institution linked to the royal household. The memo, which was later confirmed by royal correspondent Tim Harris, was formally approved by the Lord Chamberlain and circulated within the Privy Council, giving it full institutional authority. In plain terms, Meghan Markle isn't just socially distant from the royal family anymore. She has been strategically separated. Every form of potential royal assistance, influence, or acknowledgement has been completely withdrawn. So what was Meghan thinking heading into Dubai? Sources close to her team claim she truly believed the UAE would embrace her, not only for her celebrity appeal, but also for the cultural influence tied to her former royal status and the global women's empowerment message she's long promoted. Her vision, reportedly, was to merge humanitarian influence with luxury branding, presenting herself as a symbol of modern independence and resilience. But what she didn't anticipate was the unified response from both the palace and the Emirati government, two institutions that rarely move in such synchrony, firmly signaling that her royal era, symbolic or otherwise, is now officially over. Meghan reportedly saw herself as the perfect bridge, connecting Hollywood glamour with Middle Eastern sophistication, blending royal heritage with modern global influence. But that vision turned out to be a serious miscalculation. She underestimated how cautious Gulf governments are when it comes to high-profile public figures, and overlooked the deep frustration within royal circles after years of strained media attention. Most significantly, she seemed to believe that royal affiliation could be revived whenever it suited her goals, a belief that Prince William and Princess Anne have now completely dismantled. Their coordinated actions erased any remaining ambiguity about her royal standing, closing the chapter once and for all. As the fallout from Meghan Markle's denied entry into Dubai continues to ripple across global headlines, those shockwaves are now reaching into far more personal territory. Her relationship with Prince Harry, once celebrated as the bold, united pair breaking free from royal expectations, the two now appear distant and uncertain. Insiders whisper that the couple's public image has grown strained, and that their once shared mission seems divided between competing priorities, personal reinvention, and quiet retreat. Whatever happens next, one thing is clear: the Dubai incident didn't just challenge Meghan's international ambitions, it may have shaken the very foundation of her partnership with Harry. According to multiple insiders familiar with the Sussex household, the Dubai situation has widened an already growing gap between Meghan and Prince Harry, one defined by miscommunication, clashing ambitions, and opposing ideas about how to manage life beyond the royal institution. Several sources claim Prince Harry wasn't informed in advance about Meghan's trip to Dubai. She allegedly chose to travel solo, convinced she could handle the meetings and diplomatic angles on her own. Those close to her say she viewed it as a calculated business move, not a family matter. But when news of her denied entry broke internationally, Harry was reportedly caught completely off guard, left to deal with a global media storm he hadn't even known was coming. One palace contact put it sharply: Harry might be married to her, but Meghan acts independently. This wasn't a family trip. It was a personal campaign, and he wasn't part of it. That sentiment has been echoed by several sources, suggesting the incident didn't just embarrass Harry publicly, it deepened private frustrations that had already been building behind closed doors. For Harry, it wasn't only about being excluded, it was about being linked once again to a controversy beyond his control. Each new episode has reportedly chipped away at his sense of stability, leaving him struggling to balance loyalty with self-preservation. In the weeks following the Dubai fallout, communication between the couple has reportedly grown tense. Former staff members and two sources close to the household describe a noticeable distance, both emotionally and physically. They claim that during their temporary stay in California's Bay Area, Meghan and Harry have been keeping separate routines and at times sleeping in different rooms. Whether this is a temporary cooling-off period or a sign of something deeper remains to be seen. But for now, insiders suggest the Dubai incident didn't just bruise Meghan's public standing, it also placed fresh strain on one of the world's most watched marriages. Those close to the couple described their current dynamic as coldly polite, professional in tone, but distant in spirit. Staff members say they're rarely seen having long conversations anymore, except when coordinating schedules for Archie and Lilibet. The warmth that once defined them has been replaced by a careful business-like formality. One of Harry's longtime friends shared privately with a British outlet, "Harry feels like he's living inside someone else's media war. This isn't what he imagined. He wanted freedom, not constant fallout." That quote captures the frustration that seems to be simmering just beneath the surface. Financial pressures have only made things worse, with the Spotify and Netflix contracts either dissolved or scaled back, and the Archwell Foundation's assets under administrative review. The Sussexes are reportedly facing growing legal expenses, stalled partnerships, and uncertainty about their long-term living arrangements. According to insiders, Meghan believes the answer lies in expanding internationally, tapping into new markets, pursuing global branding opportunities, and re-establishing influence abroad, even if it means testing diplomatic limits like she did in Dubai. Harry, however, appears to be leaning in the opposite direction. He's said to crave simplicity, less spotlight, fewer headlines, and maybe even a cautious reconnection with the royal family for the sake of stability. That stark difference in vision has reportedly led to several late-night discussions described by sources as tense, quiet, and emotionally draining. Meghan is said to accuse Harry of retreating and choosing comfort over courage, while Harry reportedly argues that she's pulling him into battles that no longer make sense. Their disagreement seems to go beyond career choices. It's about identity, direction, and what freedom really means. For Meghan, it's influence and reinvention. Despite whispers that Prince Harry has quietly tried reaching out to palace officials, his efforts appear to have been met with silence. Prince William continues to keep his distance, and King Charles, already dealing with national responsibilities and ongoing health concerns, is said to have emotionally closed that chapter for now. Even Princess Anne, once Harry's few defenders within the royal circle, has reportedly made it clear that there's no current interest in any reintegration, while Meghan is still a central figure in the mix. "He will always be family," one palace aide shared, but family doesn't always mean inclusion. Not anymore. Those few words capture the reality of where things stand. Ties remain, but trust has faded. At its core, the Dubai controversy has done more than spark international debate. It's exposed a quiet, undeniable truth. Harry and Meghan no longer seem united in purpose. Meghan continues to push forward on a global stage, chasing new projects, brand ventures, and public narratives built on reinvention through adversity. Harry, meanwhile, is said to be exhausted by the constant turbulence, nostalgic for the structure, order, and even the restraint of royal life that he once ran from. Observers have noticed another telling change. Harry has stopped publicly defending Meghan or responding to stories involving her. The silence speaks volumes. It suggests that even he may be stepping back, unsure of where the next chapter leads. So, what do you think? Has this become the true breaking point between Harry and Meghan? Or could there still be a quiet reconciliation somewhere down the line? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into the royal world.